Part 6. Guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren. Today, we're going to be taking an insightful trip into Munich's Oktoberfest. Visiting the festival is a must for any German lover, and being prepared for the excitement and the tradition is compulsory. But first, a couple of fun facts. Oktoberfest spans over 16 days and it's annually celebrated. It's the world's largest festival, and over 6 million people from Germany and the rest of the world visit the Munich Oktoberfest. But various cities all over Germany have adopted this festival, but none are as large as the Munich Oktoberfest. And that's where the festival all began.
The festival has its origins in the royal wedding between Prince Ludwig I and Princess Therese of Saxe-Hildburghausen in 1810. The citizens of Munich were invited to join in the festivities, which were held over 5 days on the fields in front of the city gates. The royal party drew about 40,000 guests. The fields were renamed Therese's Fields to honour the crown princess, although the locals have now since abbreviated the name simply to Weisem. Horse races in the presence of the royal family marked the close of the event that was celebrated as a festival for the whole of Bavaria. The decision to repeat the horse races in subsequent years gave rise to the tradition of Oktoberfest. A parade to honour the couple also took place during this festival and was repeated in 1850.
To enlighten our knowledge further on Oktoberfest, I have here 3 local Bavarians and beermays at Oktoberfest. First we have Heidi, then we have Johanna, and last but not least, we've got Ursula. They're going to give us some insightful knowledge. So Heidi, can you tell me a little bit more about the Oktoberfest in the early days?
Of course I can, Jenny. My grandmother told me back in the days in 1811 an agriculture show to boost the Bavarian agriculture happened, and in 1818, the first rides ever took place, a carousel ride and swings.
Oh boy, I love the carousel rides and the swings. And I heard all the partygoers, they loved the wheelbarrow races and the sack races, oh, and the goose chases too.
Oh, sure they did. And the first ever roller coaster at the festival in 1908. That's my favourite ride.
Oh, yeah.
But Jenny, you can't forget those beer tents.
Tell me more, tell me more.
Well, when the city began allowing beer onto the fairgrounds, makeshift beer tents started popping up all over the place. These changed into tents and halls, and in 1896, and are now sponsored by the local brewery. Beer tents are my favourite part of Oktoberfest. 14 larger and smaller beer tents and beer gardens provide enough seating for 98,000 visitors at one time. Would you like me to show you some of my dance moves?
So, after that, moving on to Johanna. Could you please tell me a little bit about what happens at the opening of Oktoberfest?
Sure. Well, since 1950, there's been a traditional festival opening. A 12-gun salute and the tapping of the first keg of Oktoberfest beer is done at noon by the incumbent mayor of Munich with the cry, "O Zaptis!" opens the Oktoberfest. The mayor then gives the first beer to the minister-president of the state of Bavaria.
Oh, that sounds wunderbar! So, with 16 days and 6 million people, you must get through an awful lot of beer.
Oh, we sure do. I heard from my friend that there was almost 7 million liters of beer served during the festival in 2007. It's also served in the beer mass, which is a 1-liter beer mug. Oh, Oh, and you won't believe this. Over 200,000 pairs of pork sausage and 480,000 spit-roasted chicken were eaten too.
Oh, mate, you're making me hungry as. Good thing I've got a sausage.
Well, while you're enjoying that sausage, let me tell you about my favorite traditional foods served at Oktoberfest. Some of my favorites include Händel, which is chicken, Schweinebraten, roast pork, Brezen, pretzels, Käsespätzle, cheese egg noodles, sauerkraut, which is sauerkraut, and various varieties of Wurst, which is sausages.
Well, after hearing about all that traditional food, I think I'm ready for a beer.
Well, the beer served at Oktoberfest in Munich must adhere to few standards, one of which being brewed within the city of Munich. And the four ingredients allowed in the brewers are barley, hops, malt, and yeast. The few breweries that can produce the Oktoberfest beer include Augustinerbrau, Hackerpschorbrau, Löwenbrau, Polaner Brau, Spatenbrau, and Staatliches Hofbrau München. Oh, and the Oktoberfest beer is a special type of German beer called Märzen. It contains up to 6% of alcohol, is bottom fermented and lagered for at least 30 days. And before the advent of modern refrigeration techniques, it was brewed in March, as the name suggests, März, and allowed to age throughout the summer, so it was ready to drink in the end of summer or the beginning of fall at the Oktoberfest.
Thank you so much for your time, Johanna. I think it's time that we get our beer on. Prost! So, Ursula, tell me a little bit about the history of these traditional outfits.
Well, dating back to the 16th century, these outfits were worn by both men and women working in the fields. Around the mid-19th century, the traditional costume began dying out, prompting the first movements to preserve this ancient style of dress as a means of safeguarding cultural and political identity.
Wow, that sounds super cool. So, where do people wear the tracks now?
Well, now the dress has become symbolic rather than practical, and is seen at official ceremonies rather than on the backs of farmers at work. In 1883, Bavaria's first traditional costume association, or Trachtenverein, was founded for the refreshment of the disappearing folkloric dress.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. You are definitely rocking that dirndl. Ursula, thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
And now we've got a quick catwalk to enlighten you about the traditional tracht.
This traditional attire is called tracht. Men and women have separate attire and can be personalised to meet all styles with various colours and accessories. The women wear a dirndl. This outfit is made of a white blouse, a dirndl, and an apron. But be careful, don't just tie the bow anywhere. You tie it to the right if you are cooking, and tie it to the left if you are looking. The tracht is also worn by the men. Our good friend Johannes has kindly agreed to model for us. Now your typical outfit contains a Bavarian tracht shirt, which is generally checkered, red, blue, or green, and otherwise just a plain white shirt is worn. And for down below, lederhosen are worn. These are pants made of leather. These pants are generally paired with some lovely knee-high socks and Halferschuhe. Thank you very much, Johannes.
So this concludes Jenny's Journal Part 6. Thank you for coming along today to help us learn, skip and play. We'll see you next week.